Hiya. My name is Daniel. Part of my spirit name is Red-tailed Hawk. A lot of you, some of you might have seen me chat online with different sites. And what not a lot of people know about me is I do live a very secluded life and very quiet. I've always lived a spiritual way of life, but now, for me, I finally understand something. A balance, a peace. And there's a simple little saying that I would like to share with everybody. And there's a teaching that I would like to share with the world, with each individual. For me, to plainly put it, the only responsibility I have is how I think, how I feel, how I act, how I react. And everything else, in my opinion, is irrelevant. Here's a little saying that struck my chord about a year and a half ago. In later on videos, I will be sharing more, and well, hopefully I can help somebody new, as I found something more meaningful to me than, well, how about I'll let my story later on tell itself. But here's my little saying that I love to share with people. I do not look through your eyes. I do not think of your mind. I do not feel your body. Nor have I lived the lifestyle you have lived since the day you were born. So what right do I have to judge, victimize, manipulate, control, or otherwise harm you in any way? Which I don't. Because the only true responsibility I do have is how I think, how I feel, how I act, how I react. In my personal opinion, in my personal path, in my studies, over the years, I've come to realize that any and all ancient cultures, all the ancient masters of our time, of our world, don't matter what name, what culture, in my opinion, doesn't matter what race, it's all the same base truth. There is no separation, only perception. In my personal belief, we are energy. We are a threefold perfect creation of the divine will, with many different shades of color. Just like a rainbow. You look at a rainbow and you see specific colors. Now, when you take those colors, what not a lot of people realize is what's in between. The different shades. Hundreds of different colors. All ranging in one to the other. There's no separation. There's no divide. There's only the perfect balance. As I like to try to explain in my own interpretation. It's the only way I know how. I grew up believing in the spiritual path. Understanding that probably the worst thing that anybody can probably do is make an assumption. And it's only been in this past 2 years for myself that I've actually been able to realize this. And wow, my life has changed. And there's one of the biggest knowledges that any ancient culture and any ancient master has ever tried to teach, from Jesus to Buddha, from Krishna, every master that's ever shown himself to this world, every one of them has always tried to teach one thing, and that is to master yourself. The mind, the body, the spirit that connects all things. Your very heart that knows only truth. How can I put that in simpler terms? To plainly put it, I believe that every single spiritual gift that's ever been shown to our race is the natural course of our people. It is a natural gift of our people. Everything that's ever been written, from astral projection, spirit travel, dream travel, uh, all of it. It's all of who we are. King Tut wrote the tablet of travel, astral projection. And The Secret itself has made a video and try to give a helping understanding what our people can actually do, in my opinion. I believe very strongly and come to my understanding that through the balance of who we are, the mind, the body, and spirit, and allowing the heart to love unconditionally, perfect love, perfect trust, we can only achieve a true level of balance and peace within our own side ourselves. The only way in any one of us, doesn't matter who you are, where you are, in my opinion, doesn't matter what culture you're from, what belief you have come from, you are all a threefold perfect creation of the divine will, with unlimited potential, with unlimited boundaries, in whatever it may be. All things is energy. All things are made up of the same matter, and that is light. The perfect balance of light. Some would call it the Merkaba. Some people would call it the Star of David. Some people would call it the pentagram. Some people would call it the perfect balance of all things. And it's also the sacred geometry. And many of you that will hear this will know what I'm probably talking about or trying to express. Because for me right now, I only know what my knowledge is. And for me right now, that is balance. And trying to master myself. And since my experiences in waking up in this past 2 years, over 2 years, my life has changed dramatically. One of the ancient teachings that have been coming out are from, for example, the active meditation of the Merkaba, a light body. And at one time, I believe that Merkaba that is already centered around our bodies was already spinning. And over the centuries, it stopped, and that's why we get so many different perceptions, in my opinion. And there is ways, like, for example, Tai Chi to master your body, yoga to master your body. The Ashaya teachings is the Ascension. That's just beautiful, magical. There are so many different forms of these meditations, these techniques to master who you are. And it's only through these teachings that I believe our human race will ever find that peace, that love, that gratitude, and compassion. And I believe that hopefully one day, only by the simple realization that it's only by the responsibility of your own self that any one of us will ever find that true happiness, peace, gratitude, love, that God, that divine will, that creator, a higher power, wherever it may be. That's your choice. Only because what's ever in your reality, what's ever in your perception, that is what's designed, in my opinion, for you. Doesn't matter what your belief is. Doesn't matter what faith or culture, where you come from. It's just another vibration of the greater light, in my opinion. In the way I choose to walk my life. I choose to live my life impeccable.